Cassette removal tools are essential if you're going to do your own bike work and remove and replace cassettes. Hi, this is Tony at Tony 10 Speed. We tried a number of different tools that are out there on the market, and we're going to take a look at one that we found at least least expensive and works the best. Let's take a look. For Shimano and SRAM, we're pleased with the Bike Hand tools. The lock ring is attached to the end of the handle such that when you place it in the cassette, you don't need the skewer to hold it in place. They both have very broad handles that make it easier to utilize. If you have a cassette other than SRAM or Shimano, please check the upper right hand corner to obtain the right lock ring tool. One of our viewers complained that the Bike Hand handles were so stiff they cut up their hands. The trick is how you use the removal tools. Place the chain whip somewhere around the fourth or so cog that'll hold it in place, and then move it around until the lock ring tool pan down just a little bit here are very close together such that you can squeeze with your hands. This squeezing will easily remove the lock ring, even if it's very tight. Should that fail, you have one other option. Go ahead and attach your chain whip. Grab a piece of piping. I got this for a couple of dollars down at Lowe's. Fits on the end of my lock ring tool. Go ahead and attach the tool, and then push with both hands. If you want to protect your hands, you can wear gloves. And if you push the lock ring, it'll loosen right up and you can take it out. Remove the cassette, trying to keep everything in the same order. Before installation, go ahead and clean the free hub of any dirt. Lightly grease the free hub. I'm using a Park PPL-2, but any light grease or lubricant will work. Just a little bit. We're going to replace the cassette, and if we notice carefully, there's one small outcropping with a large opening next to it. The others are duplicate outcroppings. We're going to place this single outcropping with a large opening next to it to the top. We're going to look at the bottom and find that, here it is, that single little groove. You may have to look carefully, and we're going to place it towards the top. It should go right on. We'll do the same with the other, and again, reverse order. We'll find the small outcropping. Here it is. Flip it over. And we'll continue. And finally, let's go ahead and clean the lock ring itself and lube that. We'll go ahead and clean it. Apply a little bit of either grease or lubricant. Now we're going to place it on here. I'm going to try to tighten this by hand. And we're going to turn it as much as possible by hand until it's nice and firm. Now we'll take our lockring tool, we'll put it in. We're going to tighten it by just holding the lockring end until it's nice and firm. Okay, so it's about as far as we can go. To torque it, place it in about the 3 o'clock position, pull down to about the 5 o'clock position, and we've shown in other videos that this should torque it close to specs. Of course, don't forget to replace your skewer back on the wheel before you go ahead and replace the tire back on the bike. Now we have no association with Bike Hand, and we buy our own tools. They're relatively inexpensive. You can get them through Amazon or your local bike store for around $25. If you've used such tools or other cassette removal tools, please comment below. Subscribe to keep up with our latest videos. This is Tony of Tony 10 Speed. Safe cycling.